Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for clicking on this video. So I'm just going to jump right into it. We're going to do a makeup look using Jeffree Star Cosmetics, specifically his eyeshadows. So back when TikTok was banned, everybody remembers that, TikTok was banned, and then it was no longer banned. Everybody remembers that, I know they do. And everybody was posting their goodbye TikToks, including me. I was doing a crazy draft dump of some of my worst videos, or what I thought was really annoying, just to get rid of them so I could download them, right? Anyways, I ended up... What did you do? Hey! No! He just took my makeup sponge and he ran with it. That's fine, I will buy a new one, because now it's been in his mouth and he's made teeth holes on it. Back to the video, or the topic. Jeffree Star put all of his eyeshadows on sale for $1. And I kind of was late to that sale, so I didn't get everything that I wanted to get, okay? But I did get a lot, as some would say. I got, how is that? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 eyeshadows. So $15 for 15 eyeshadows, Jeffree Star eyeshadows. And I think I got a good variety. You know, I got some of his Blue Blood, his Money, something Old Money, I don't know. I'm not like the biggest Jeffree Star Cosmetics fan. I didn't follow it and fall in love with it the same way that a lot of people did. But I did always admire the liquid lipsticks and the funky colors he came out with, and then his eyeshadows. So I thought, well, the makeup junkie that I am, why wouldn't I want to try them at least and have my own opinion before I knock something? I bought every color that was available for $1. And then I went on Amazon and I ordered this cute little makeup palette, and they actually pictured Jeffree Star Cosmetics eyeshadows in it. And if I could have gotten 3 more colors, they would literally fit perfectly. Like, it's almost like they made this palette specifically for his pan size. It's crazy. We're just going to jump into the video. I'm going to do some kind of makeup look using these eyeshadows, and we will go from there. So I've already zoomed you in, and I primed this eye specifically. This is the eye that we're going to work on. And I'm kind of not really sure what colors I want to pick, because I actually got a lot of neutrals, which I'm not a huge neutral fan, but this one's really kind of speaking to me, giving very dark, sultry, and I really like that. So I'm probably going to incorporate those darker tones. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4 shimmers. A green, like sage color shimmer with gold glitters, like a dirty gold, a brown, like a cafe brown, and then this blue here, which is also very pretty. But I think we're going to focus on these kinds of colors today, and I will go from there. I already primed my eyes with Urban Decay Primer Potion, so I'm just going to go directly into creating something. I don't really know. Maybe I go bright. I don't know. We're going to go tight, and we're going to go smoky, and maybe we're going to go matte, like all matte. That's crazy. Who am I? So I think I'm actually going to start specifically with this coffee brown situation. This one right here. It's like a burgundy burnt coffee brown. The first impression is it's picking up a lot of pigment. A little dusty, but not too much, not too crazy. I'm just gonna go in and pack the shadow close to my lash line. And these are pigmented. Wow. They work well on the brush. So I'm neither like love or hate Jeffree Star either. I just appreciate his honesty, if you know what I mean. Like, I just do. So for me, when people dog him, I feel like it might be because they just hate him. Because I've heard a lot of people say his eyeshadows are patchy, his eyeshadows are bad quality, how can they be that price point, how can you afford the sale, how could, whatever, all this shit, right? But my first experience in the first matte that I picked up is that it is highly pigmented, and I'm already really blown away, and I'm just waiting to see the blendability, to be honest. But what I like is that the more I go away, I'm almost creating a second color. And sometimes with matte eyeshadows, it's really hard to diffuse them beautifully. But his actually diffused really nicely. Wow. I didn't want to be a hater. I'm just shocked, okay? But that's pretty. I like that. What kind of look? I'm just going to do a dark, sultry, very dark smoky eye. So far, it's still the same coffee brown color. I'm going to make sure that I'm following my natural crease since I have hooded eyes. They kind of disappear into my eyelid. If you notice, like my lid disappears into this flap here. So I'm just going to make sure that when I'm applying the eyeshadow, it's kind of lining up with that crease. Yeah, you see what I mean? If I raise and then I lower, you can see I lose all that lid space. So, wow. Okay, I'm just gonna take a clean fluffy brush and buff it out. These blend like a dream. I'm happy. Senor! No! You put your whole... I literally have a paw print in my eyeshadow that I just opened. Can you not knock my light over? So, pretty, pretty, pretty. I guess this is going to be a tutorial meets eyeshadow tutorial. Or first impression meets eyeshadow tutorial. But I'm kind of going in where I place that darkness. And I'm kind of picking it up on the brush a little bit. Any like residual product. And I'm bringing it up through that crease. So now when I relax my eye, you can see that soft gradient. Okay. And I'm just blending. That's crazy. That's only one eyeshadow. I don't even need to use that many eyeshadows. Wow. Why did I sleep on these? Why? I mean, let me use some other colors because God knows every color's different, even though the formula is whichever. But so far, wow. So easy to use. I'm not noticing any like crazy patchiness other than the fact that it takes time to sit here and blend things out. And I'm only on one color, so this is really good. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up this reddish color here. And when I figure out which colors are which, because they're on the bottom of the pans, I'm not gonna pick up the pans because it's kind of a pain in the ass to pick up the pans out of here. But when I figure it out, I'll put it somewhere on the screen so you can know which colors I'm using. I'm going into that red shade. The red shade had even less dust kickback than the coffee burgundy brown color. And I'm actually gonna go in where I buffed that color out. And I'm gonna pop it in the crease for a little bit more dimension and intrigue. Just softly buff this out. And I find a little bit of pressing with a little bit of circular movements, but nothing too crazy, is like the best way to blend for me. I don't know. Or maybe for like the best control. So I'm gonna pop a little bit more. This is pretty. Why did I sleep on you? I don't know. Probably because I was poor. And I did not want to follow the hype. And now I'm sad that I missed out on all those palettes that were so pretty. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Affordable eyeshadows that work really good. Wow. Yeah, for $1, you can't beat it. I think you should do that sale again. That was crazy. I know he lost money on that for sure. And I actually think what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go into this pink shade here. And I'm gonna blend the rest out with that with a fluffy, very fluffy brush. Just kind of here on the inner corner. And then blend. Yeah, this is stunning. Going back over that burgundy I just placed and buffing that in. Yeah, that's pretty. And I want even more here. I love adding eyeshadow literally right here underneath the eyebrow. Ugh, so pretty. I don't know why, but I'm obsessed with it. A nice bright pink moment here. And now I'm gonna go back in with that reddish color again. So I'm noticing the pink and that red burgundy don't have very much color kickback, which is nice. It was just that one brown, and it could have had to do with the size or density of the brush, to be honest. So now you can see when my eye is shut like that, how beautiful and close and well blended, but like tight it is. Okay. Yeah, this is stunning. Then I think I'm gonna go in again with that burgundy shade just here. Yeah, like that. This is so pretty. You know, originally I thought I was going to play with the blue because that blue is just really stunning, but then something about the burgundy called my name. It's just so pretty. I can't stop. And it's not giving patchy. Like, yeah, you have to blend. It's not like a self-blending eyeshadow, but it's not giving patchy. So I don't know why people were saying that unless they were exactly what I said, which is just like a hater. Like, they just don't like him. So they just want to badmouth his products without trying them, or maybe they don't have the skills to use the products. I don't really know. I don't really care. But this is pretty. Very blended, very pretty. And I'm just going to take the clean brush and blend it into the pink, the burgundy into the pink. That is stunning. I don't even need black. Like, the brown is so dark that I don't even need the help of the black. And now I'm really shook and I want to use the black because I'm getting the vibe that this is going to be probably the blackest black I've ever used. Wow. I mean, I'm talking a lot and doing a lot of explanation, but it kind of went by really quick. I really don't need to do much more. What I would do in this instance is just kind of clean up the lines here a little bit. So that way it's a little bit more of a crisp line. And I could just take some concealer to clean it up to make it really crispy. But I want that nice point. I want it to be like smoky cat eye moment. Like what do they call it? A sunset winged smoky eye. I don't know. I don't know what people call things anymore these days. They rename everything that I already know into something else. That is really pretty. I'm just going to take a touch of concealer on a brush, just like the tiniest dot, just to show you how I clean up something like this. So I'm going to look directly into my mirror, okay? So I have the mirror directly in front, and maybe I'm going to move it like this so I can see. So I look directly into the mirror, and I try to stamp out the shape I want. And notice I'm not leaving it to drag down. I want it to follow the inner waterline. So that way it creates more of a lifted fox eye or cat eye look than the kind of dragged down look. Okay. Just like that. This is how I clean up all of my liner moments that I do with eyeshadow. Every single time. And then you can kind of see, because of the hood, you can see the kind of not straight line. It's kind of creating a crescent moon shape because of my hood. So I'm just going to make sure I get all of the built up concealer blended out. There. Exactly like that. Look at how like crisp and like pulled and snatched it is. So I'm going to do the other eye, and then I will come back and show you kind of like the finishing pieces on the eyeshadow look. The final touch is I'm going to add obviously mascara, and an inner corner highlight. So I pulled out my Danessa Myricks Lightworks palette, the Lightwork Volume 3 Experience palette, because I missed the jumbo. Still sad about it to this day. And I'm going to pick up the color Solar Rain. This like white gold champagne with like an orangey pink moment of shine. It's a multi-chrome. Love her formula. And I'm just going to take that on a smudger brush because I want a very controlled glow happening here on the inner corner. I don't want to use my finger because I want to control exactly where these shimmers are going to go. And I was fighting off camera with myself about if I should do glitter in the inner corner, if I should just keep it more like wearable for most people, and just do this fun multi-chrome shift. And I opted for this one just because the glitters I had too were kind of on the chunkier side, and I just felt that this was more sultry, and I thought that it would take away from the beauty of the makeup as opposed to a multi-chrome inner corner that goes with the color story happening here. So, like so. Very sexy, right? Just kidding. But I think it's a pretty blend. Purples, pinks, golds. I think it's a pretty combination. And then last but not least is I took my favorite mascara right now. I just went in and I popped it on a couple coats. With this mascara, you don't need much. I just wanted enough to make it look like I have false lashes on. I don't want anything too crazy. I made sure that all of the lashes got coat really, really well. So coat 1. Stunning by itself in one coat, but I want a little bit more drama. Coat 2 is where the action is. I like that the brush is kind of pointed at the tip so I can get these little lashes too. But I feel like a lot of people skip out on their little baby lashes here. What do we think about this eye look? Ugh, it's giving. I'm gonna pop on a little bit of lipstick, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is gonna be the completed eyeshadow look. So I just added my mascara, my inner corner highlight. I actually don't think I need a highlight just because the skin is giving skin. The skin is skinning, okay? And then I popped on one of my favorite lippy combos at the moment. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, smash the notification bell so you don't miss an upload from me. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!